Deseret News Jazz beat writer Sarah Todd is on day 11 of self-quarantine. She was in Oklahoma City for the Jazz Thunder game the night the sports world came to a halt. I talked to her via Skype about her experience in OKC and what she thinks the future holds for the NBA.
Well, I just saw Quinn Snyder point to the locker room, and they're taking these players off the floor.
Right before they actually officially canceled the game, there was so much confusion, so many little red flags as an NBA reporter that said something is different and wrong. Number one being that the PA announcer said that they were waiting for league confirmation to start the game. I've never heard that in my 8 years of covering the NBA, and slowly news started coming in that there had been a player that tested positive, and it turned out to be Rudy Gobert. It ended up being about a 6-hour ordeal. The health department came to the arena. They got us all tested, including the team and the traveling party, and left the arena a little after 1 a.m.
The next morning, around 10 a.m., Sarah got her test results back. Negative.
I don't think any reporter ever expects to become a part of the story. It's not what you want. It's not what you expect. You'd like to stay as objective as possible and away from the story. But there was no way to stay away from it with this. Going from the Warriors to the 76ers and now to the Jazz. And every time something very weird happens while I'm reporting, I always think, oh, it can't get any weirder than this. This is going to be the weirdest day in my reporting life. And I think that I have to stop saying that because it continues to get weirder. And now we're talking about it on a global scale.
The 7'1" Jasmine became the first U.S. professional athlete to test positive, and the world weighed in on it.
Rudy Gobert was not the first NBA player to be flippant or careless about this. He was not the first person to be flippant or careless about this. I mean, if you think a week and a half ago, all of us were a lot more uneducated and ignorant to this situation than we are today. I have no ill will towards Rudy Gobert. Nobody that was, in the room when he touched all the microphones, nobody in that room has any ill will towards him. It's funny that all of the people outside of the room or on the internet are the ones to criticize. And whether or not he was the first one to be tested or whether he was the last one to be tested, what we can see now is that it started a domino effect. The NBA took a really hard stand that night, suspending play for the rest of the league indefinitely. People started following suit immediately after that. That was sort of the first domino to fall, and really his positive test could end up having saved or at least kept safe a lot of people in the end.
But what's next for the NBA? The original 30-day hiatus is already outdated.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has said things like they could look at a shortened season or an abbreviated version of the playoffs, but we really don't know where this virus is going from here. And there's so many moving parts to an NBA season if you're moving it. We've got the NBA draft that is supposed to be on June 25th, free agency, which opens in the first week of July. And if you're going to move any of that, then you've kind of got to renegotiate or reword NBA players' contracts. There's date-specific language in those contracts. And then what are you going to do? Finish the playoffs in August, have training camp in September, and turn around and start another season in October. And that's just assuming we can even get back on track within the next couple months, which I'm not sure that we can.